tourist. Tourist. You might be a tourist and you don't even know, and that's totally fine. People get very upset at this word. They think it's like a slur, and sometimes in some sort of context it is used in a derogatory term. Every time I make a video about this, right, explaining the thought process of why I'm dropping certain shows, the vocal minority are always going to be upset and complain, but what they don't realize is for a single one of you, there's like 100 others that are frustrated, silently waiting for something else to happen. I've been making some videos explaining to you the thought process of why I am dropping all these low performing seasonal content that no one honestly cares about, right? But then you're gonna get comments like this, and let me explain to you the thought process. We got a character here, Yui Kaniago. And you know what? 100 comments in the channel, that's pretty good. This is not like random burner account. This is not random, 3 comment stuff, but they're saying, well, you dropped most of the anime I liked. Actually, all the shoujo anime except Disney. So now you have an understanding that this is, again, a byproduct of me farming all types of shows. And sometimes there are shoujo anime, like the Villainous series, that do decently and they do integrate into the community. And I see this season ongoing anime, I don't like them. Well, I lost the content that I want to watch on your channel. No offense, but this is my true feeling. I don't hate you for doing things to your community. But there's a lot of going on next season that I like, and you will watch too, so I'll get more content video on your channel. Just hoping that it will gain more engagement so I'll not lose it. So this person's basically saying in a very respectful way that, like, listen, like, there's all these shows that I'm watching that you were watching and covering, but now you have dropped it and now there is no purpose for me to be around. Even though, what happens in my channel? Like, if you're here for a specific reason, right? Specific series, when I'm delivering 6 videos a day, juggling multiple series, this channel genuinely isn't for you. It is and it isn't. You're a tourist that only checks out my channel for very specific things, and I appreciate you when you visit. But just like how you leave immediately after that season is done and don't care about the core content. And what is the core content? I mean, shit, look at the actual channel. What do you think core content is? These are shows that we don't cover on a seasonal basis. These are shows like One Punch Man Season 1, whether it be Death Note, right? These shows that people have voted in who are the core community, and these are the actual community members. These are actually locals, right? So when you don't actually watch these shows or any of the other volume of content I make, it tells me that you are a tourist. This person, even if they've been here for a while, watching shoujo content, making 100+ comments in my channel, it doesn't change the fact that, like, you don't care about integrating with my core community, voting shows, polling, and turning out on Twitch, Patreon, whatever, and that's totally fine. Just like how you don't care about my other core content, right? I don't care about you as a tourist. There's nothing personal, it's just how content creation is. And let me, again, explain to you, because so many people get their feelings hurt. They're like, oh my God, you call me a tourist, but I watched your video. Listen, I appreciate you, but you have to understand, let's just be completely real here, right? Do you think it's my best interest to cater towards you, a single viewer that watches these underperforming shows that we had to drop because there's no interest in my immediate community? You don't even then watch any of my other content. Why would I care about that? And this person said it in a very respectful way, and I appreciate that, right? But I'm trying to make you understand that this is how things are. Let me, again, over and over, I always draw these same circles, right? And let me explain to you. In the beginning, you're gonna be a tourist. You show up out of nowhere, I don't know, due to seasonal trends, right? This could be due to, I don't know, like Lord of the Mysteries, right? You got trends coming in, right? Trends, right? This is why my channel, right, and a lot of others are seasonal channels that checks out various different trends that's outside of our control, right? What are these seasonal trends? Right over here. Look at it, right? Every season, there's new shows, and I check them out. I don't care what it is, really. If it's interesting and I think that's going to do well for my community, I will cover that. And in doing so, it's going to hit not just my core audience if they really like it, but a greater audience beyond that that don't even know my channel exists. And in the beginning, these people are tourists. There's nothing wrong with that. You are here on vacation, you found my channel, you enjoy it, that's great. But the most important part about this process is you need to convert these people into core community members, right? There needs to be this process happening. And how do you convert tourists into actual like locals? Well, you need to give them an incentive to stick around. This is called audience retention. How do you do that? Well, give them a reason to stick around. How many times do I make a video, right? Saying, what video do you want to watch? Right now, we obviously haven't done that in a while because we're so locked into Death Note, Monogatari, and we have, again, many other shows to watch. But second channel, prime example, right? Right now, we're trying to figure out what we're going to watch after Ben 10. And we have these videos, right? Which reactions do you want after, right? We do this in the second channel, we do this in the main channel. And these videos are obviously going to be appealing to my core community of people, but as well as some people who came in through these trends, realized that, this guy's pretty fun. I mainly care about this specific show that he's covering, whether that be Solo Leveling, Lord of the Mysteries, and they don't really care about this other stuff going on the channel, but they might be interested. And there's gonna be some sort of, I don't know, 10%. I'm making up arbitrary numbers here. Maybe 10% of the overall tourists that showed up are actually going to participate and check out the local shows. At this point, right? At this point, these are community series, right? Now, it's impossible to expect everyone to be converted, and I understand. That's why I have this number figure, right? I have no expectations for everyone to be converted. That's an impossible goal, but you need to have a standard that makes as many people convert to community members as possible, right? And beyond that, what happens? After that, then I think that there is this level, right? This is you unemployed motherfuckers in my Twitch chat right now that'll literally stay up all night, all day, without a schedule, thinking, is he gonna go live? Is he gonna go live? You are most likely on Patreon too. You show up on every Twitch stream, and I appreciate you. And there is another filtering of 10%. At this point, these are fucking cult members, right? These are like literal, like, holy shit, the parasocial relationship. And this is very important to create an actual place of gathering, a community, a cult. If you only do trends, as in check out random seasonal bullshit, and that's all you do, you're gonna be a loser when the season ends. Because now you're gonna think, the algorithm dropped me. Solo Leveling ends, all these random reaction channels are getting views out of fucking nowhere. It ends, and the audience leaves. Because the vacation is over, and you didn't give them a reason to stick around. And now all these people are like, yep, see you next time, goodbye. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just content. This is a very transactional relationship, right? Just like how you, as a viewer, do not care for Death Note, Monogatari, One Punch, Frieren Rewatch, or whatever, I don't care about your personal interest. And I'm trying to convey that in a very ruthless, pragmatic way that a lot of people will read and feel very upset and cry about it. I'm not a tourist. I watch your videos longer from last year, but I taste the water first before I subbed. And just like how you reacted, how you commented, it's lively, especially when you pointed at a certain scene. Sure. You enjoy, again, my type of content. Like I said, it's not offensive. Opinion's opinion, not opinion's a hater. I don't think you're a hater. I'm just saying that you are a tourist. I just want to point out when you said I, as the audience, will not lose any content when you dropped as an anime because you will fill another anime and the community choose people every season. But from my perspective, I lose the content because I don't watch the anime I don't like. And this is what I'm saying. I'm taking care of my boys. When I'm saying that when we drop these underperforming shows that no one gives a fuck about, right? Let's look at this. Where is this shit? When I drop when I drop these random shows that no one gives a fuck about, you might, but for every single one of you, there's like 100 others that just genuinely don't give a fuck about it. So when I'm saying I'm taking care of my audience, my community, you are not my audience. You are not my church. You're not my fucking worshipers. This is a cult, right? And that's perfectly fine. But you can't say that you're not a tourist. You are literally here for specific things and you don't care about anything else. That by definition makes you a tourist, no longer how long you've been staying around. You are the equivalent of a person who goes to Japan every other year just to check out the local trends. Doesn't mean you're a fucking local. Did you buy a fucking citizenship? Are you staying there? You're not, right? And that's fine. I don't expect you to do that. It's an impossible standard. And it's totally fine, especially when you understand this diagram. It's just that you have a very misconception of what it means to be a tourist. You think that tourist means that, oh, you're like a random person that just watches one thing, and just because you don't like their definition, it's like their definition is I keep watching your content on a seasonal basis, therefore I'm not a tourist. No, you are a tourist. It doesn't matter if you don't unsub or not. There's a lot of dead subs that are tourists. You are a tourist. You don't actually care about my core content. That's totally fine. I have no expectations for you to do that, but don't be fucking delusional, okay? Don't be delusional and pretend like you are some sort of local resident that is being neglected as I am fucking around. No. This is it. This is it. And people get so fucking upset at this. I don't care about you as a tourist. That's fine. You and I are not friends. We are not buddy-buddy. This is a content creator to consumer relationship. And I approach this everything in a very pragmatic way. And if you get hurt by this, it is what it is. But you have to realize you don't care about my other shows. So why the fuck would I care about your interest? I appreciate that you come out every other season to check out whatever might be popping. But don't for a second think that like you were my local community. You are a seasonal tourist with a visa that shows up every once in a while. And I appreciate the viewership. But I'm more considering, right? I am more focused on this right here. I'm more focused on these people, the Death Note enjoyers, the One Punch Man enjoyers, the people that actually show up and support me because they want to watch the things that they voted in. And if I don't take care of them, what happens is everything falls apart. The more, because like the core issue, right? I don't know how to describe this, but if the more that you check out random shows, what I'm trying to say is you start to collect little bits and pieces, right? And I think I'll make another video about this. You begin to collect little bits and pieces of people that watch these really obscure niche shows. And they are going to grow slowly, but they're not really like that important at the end of the day. It's kind of like, I don't know, if I were to like draw a circle here, right? How could I describe this? Like if this is my overall audience pool, maybe there's like, I don't know, like a small overlap of like tourists. Like if this is my overall community and this is, you know, the tourists that don't really care, and this is the actual, you know, like audience that found me through these random shows like Twisted Disney Wonderland, for example, right? This random ass fucking Disney show that a lot of the ladies love. I'm sure some of them will see my content and later on, right, they'll actually be part of this. But you have to realize you are not significant. And it's an unfortunate byproduct of me testing the waters so much that I'm going to be picking off little pieces of, you know, tourists that's going to be orbiting around my overall audience. But the more that you only focus on that shit and ignore this stuff, right? That's when everything falls apart. You need to have that like dog in you. You need to have that iron and be able to make these cold, ruthless decisions, or else you start chasing two rabbits. You catch neither.